بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome all of you wherever you are. Welcome you again with your program Fatwa Life. This is the second part that comes to you on Monday, the 29th of September. That comes to you from Houston, Texas, from Mishka Center. The first question tonight from Michigan about the elections. The brother is asking, we're about to have major elections that's going to decide the future of our city. There's two candidates. One of them, he is with the no sense, the way he is describing it, with the people of the gays and lesbians and LGBT and so on. And the other one doesn't. He claims that he have the high biology and stuff like this. And some brothers in the masjid, they are celebrating one of the candidates who is promoting gays and lesbians, stuff like that. And we think that they have personal issues with it, and that's why they support and endorse him. And they need to have the administration to promote the one who is calling for higher values, and we think they should, but they always support the LGBTE. Well, we have to answer this question directly. I want you to understand certain issues. Consultation is one of the basics of Islam, and it is within the things that are allowed, within the choices that are allowed. When it is a choice for the Muslim, the democracy is closer to get the Islamic values out of the unjust laws. Also, the Islam accepts in its values the mechanism of democratic. We're talking about the mechanism of democratic values. I mean, talking about not the Democratic Party, we're talking about the democracy and all this mechanism. Because the democratic society says that the authority comes from the people, and the respect of multi party system, and to do everything within in a peaceful way, and whomever, remember a very important issue: the person who votes for someone who is not qualified, and there's somebody more qualified than him, he has betrayed Allah and His Messenger. And this is in the general understanding. When I choose something, that this man in this place is more beneficial to the people than others. So if you didn't do it in that party, then it is a false testimony. It will be betrayal to Allah and the Messenger. And to participate in the political side, it is one of the issues is within the interest and pushing the harm. Most of the time, it is more prior to participate than to leave it open for the evil people to do anything they want. So you have to participate. You have to put a vote. You have to show your vote. But you have to control it within the mechanism of Islam. And to the main issue that you need to apply, which is to forbid what is evil and to obtain what is good, to spread the goodness, to stop the evil, or to push as much as you can of it and to bring as much benefit as you can. Because sometimes it's not white and black issues, a lot of gray area in there, and you have to take your best judgment in this. And the Muslim need to choose the candidate that's going to push the worst of evil and is going to obtain the best of goodness to the whole society, to everybody. And this is one of the criteria that's very essential. Now, as long as there's nothing that's against the Sharia, then that's a red line should not cross. But with the intention should be to Allah that you wanted to do what is good, not to benefit, not to have any personal issues in it. And the Muslim need to choose the best candidate or push the worst of evil. Sometimes you have to choose the least of evil. And I don't think that an Islamic center should endorse any candidate over the other. They need to show the freedom, give the, like to say, this masjid is adopting this person. No. You leave the people to decide for their own. Because you have to choose who is more closer to bring the best is for the community, regardless. But don't ask me in here to promote a specific person. That is not my part at all. The masjid, the general mechanism how to participate in the political arena by voting and to endorse certain candidates over the others, and who choose and how. It is a freedom for everybody to choose. But you have to choose the right one because it is a trust from Allah Azza wa Jal. You're going to be asking for it. The following question: what's the difference? What's the difference in the requirement for the what you call permission for the marriage of a virgin or divorced woman? The guardian is required for both, except for Hanafi, because the hadith there is no marriage without a guardian. And the Prophet ﷺ didn't specify in this marriage the virgin and non-virgin, who was divorced or whatever. And her permission, whenever she's asked, is her silence. The one who was married before, she can decide it's not enough for her to be quiet. Because the Prophet ﷺ said that she needs to be asked and she needs to answer. But the virgin, her silence is her answer of acceptance. And they have to be the equal in dowry. It is by choice, not of correction, for the dowry. What is rule the rule of a man who forces his wife to shake hands with his friends and to bring the food to them? The answer, if it is meant to say salam to them without touch them and to serve them as guests, there is nothing, there is ease in that matter, that is okay. With no mixing, it should be okay. Why? Al-Bukhari mentioned in his book that Sahl ibn Sa'd said, Abu Sayyid al-Sa'i called the Prophet ﷺ in his marriage. And he's talking about his wife was the one who was serving the Prophet ﷺ whenever he invited him for his wedding. And thus in the living in goodness that Allah put between the husband and wife. But as long as there is no mixing, legitimate mixing between the male and female or the immediate relatives, then it'll be a problem. But the best people who deserve the best of living together is the wife, because he is the one who said to take care of the woman, and he is the one who said the best among you is the best to his family, to his wife, and I am the best to my wives. On the thing that are allowed, he was good. Because the woman is prisoner of war in her household or her husband's household. It is permanent, eternal prison. So be a good person to her to make her feel better than to be in prison. The Prophet ﷺ, if Aisha wants something, he will give it her without getting mean about refusing or denying. He was always optimistic, smiling, positive. The final question, a small girl who is engaged, she don't feel love with her fiancé. I complain to my family before any visit. They are very nice people. There is nothing that you're going to reject them, but it's just a feeling. My family, they are tired of me complaining. My my mom want me to talk to my dad so he could stop this engagement, and I'm fearful for my dad. Especially there's nobody who came and asked for my hand before. After all this introduction, you said, my sister, this is what happened. What about the details? Oh my God, I am too afraid to even look. If the engagement, which is the best time between the husband and wife, is that engagement time, and the flirting and the feelings that's flown around. So this area is full of negative parts. Allah Azza wa Jal made the engagement, so each one will see how he will fit in his personality with the other one. And there's nothing wrong of disallowed it if he has so many negatives. One of the parties has a lot of negative parts toward the other. I think you need to be truthful to your dad about your feelings and to ask his advice. And also make the istikhara and go after what Allah showed you what to do. Could be painful in this beginning. It will be worse after the marriage happens. The psychological part of the dissolving the engagement is definitely not a good thing, but it could be a lot easier than to go through the marriage with those false feelings. There's a problem with the Western women where we say the men are superior over women. What does that mean? So I tell her the the superiority here is not that they are better, no. Our challenges in this community, and that's one of the subjects that we discussed on from Amjad. And they said it is a Sharia requirement on the husband to establish the household of the marriage and to good, and it's not to be arrogant. So Allah Azza wa Jal said of what Allah has preferred one over the other, and also of what they have to put in expenditure. So they have to be just and wise in the way that he is taking care of himself and his family. And he cannot leave his house except with his permission, and not to invite anybody in his house that he hates, and not to abuse these rights between the husband and wife in any form or fashion, and for both sides. And the people with the special care, you have to obey them in the time of with the thing that's not going to be hard on the woman. The obedience of working not is required. So the husband need to be obeyed, and the husband should not go into the things that are with the best effort. And to gain the heart, it's better than to win the certain stands. If the matter with the and her choice not going to lose his rights, she should not obey him, and there should be always justice and fairness when you are dealing with the wives, especially when somebody gets to divorce, they abuse the rights of their wives. My daughter, the rights, the women, they have the same thing that is required on them. The husband needs to spend money on his wife. So if he's not going to spend money on her, he cannot stop her from going to gain money. And the woman is advised to be patient on her husband. So if she don't, and with the time of affliction, you have to avoid the extreme and to deal with issues with no extreme, and to because the extreme will ruin the household. Like the smart person, the one who will say, I will lose a little bit so I could keep my household. Inshallah, we'll stop here. We'll take some of the very quickly. Actually, the time is about. We'll see if we could do very fast answer. Is the person, if you hold an instrument, is that against Islam if you buy something that is from a company that support the occupation? The the boycott is to do good with those who are peaceful, but not what is forbidden directly is the one that's going to do the killing itself. But you deal with people, and when it is the boycott is required as a way to pressure the oppressors to stop their wrongdoing, then to become permissible. But the Muslims need to, the leaders of Muslims need to make that clear, because it's not going to be effective when everybody participates in it. But it is a weapon that is within the this way they don't go against their leaders who might have some equation they have to calculate before their dealings with this country or that country. But the boycott is the right of the civilians to express their opinion, express their ideas, to express their feelings. But I ask you to go to the people who really is leaders in the community. But this is not disbelief in Allah. This is not a major sin that you should worry about. We seems like we come to the end. Inshallah, we'll continue inshallah next time. Subhanakallah wa hamdik. نشهد أن لا إله إلا